Hey guys, I know it's been a while since I have created and uploaded videos for you guys. Obviously, I've been on my own spiritual and healing journeys, which they both kind of run parallel, so one comes with the other. But I wanted to take this time to go over what fear thoughts can look like for you and how you can catch them, and then what to do once you have realized this is a fear thought. So the previous videos were about fear and ego and intuition and kind of what the difference is. So if you've given that a little bit of time and started kind of catching your thoughts, and then ask yourself, why am I thinking this thought? And then, is this fear? Is this ego? Or is this intuition? Is it going to help me? Or is it just trying to scare me? So a good example is my husband comes home daily and talks about work. He's has a supervisor position, and so sometimes he has to correct people on things they're doing wrong, or point out stuff they're not doing right. And there's some employees that get disgruntled and aggravated and frustrated. And after quite a few times of him telling me this, I would notice every time he would tell me stories like this, I would get afraid. But for him, the fear would take over, and literally I would have thoughts of him like having this disgruntled employee come maybe the next day and like either shoot up the place or like take it out on him in some physical way. Very extreme. The fear was like very extreme. So after a few times of catching the fear thoughts, I sat down and I gave the fear acknowledgement. Okay, this is fear because it's making me scared for my husband. So it's not real, it's fear-based. But why am I having these fearful thoughts? What is the root of the fearful thought? So I have had a couple of past life regressions. Um, they've come through different techniques. So, and they weren't from the same people either. So they were each individual sessions from different people and different types, ways of getting to the past. And so a few past lives, I have come to realize that by speaking my truth or standing up for what is right, there were repercussions, and they weren't great repercussions. People got hurt. I got hurt. So, with that being said, those actions, that trauma is deeply, deeply rooted in me, even in this lifetime. So much so that anytime anybody brings up a situation where they're dealing with disgruntled people, the fear immediately comes up. And it also made me realize, like, in this lifetime, I did not like handling situations where there might be a confrontation. I would avoid it at all costs, which at the time you just kind of blow it off like, oh, well, I just don't want anybody to be mad. Like, let's just all get along. But now I have a better understanding why. With all that being said, now that I had realized what was happening, why it was happening, then it was time to heal it. With fear, the best way I can describe to deal with it is to acknowledge it first, and then think of fear just like any other emotion. It has a job to do. Fear's job is to protect us, keep us safe in its own weird way. So, the fear that was coming up was, well, if we say this and it offends somebody or makes somebody mad, they're going to come and retaliate on us. So to protect ourselves, just don't say anything. And that's not great, because then we're blocking our throat chakra. We're doing or not doing things that are misaligned with our journey and our purpose. So I acknowledged the fear. I thanked it for trying to protect me. I acknowledged the trauma that was caused from the past lives. I intentionally sent healing to those past lives and to those moments where the trauma came in. And normally I send like healing and love to that situation. So, all I did was think about like my session and the moments when the trauma came up and like what it looked like for me, I guess, how the memory of it was. And so I would just send healing and love and forgiveness. So that's what I did in this situation. And then I told fear, thank you for trying to protect me, but I don't need you anymore for this situation. I'm going to choose to move past this and heal this. So I don't need you to protect me right now. And it's as simple as that, as crazy as it sounds. Fear just wants to be acknowledged, and the fact that these thoughts come up, the thought wants to be acknowledged in whatever way. Even if it's to just make you like, okay, well, what's that about? It gets you thinking about the situation, and then it kind of asks you to handle the situation, and how do you want to handle it? So hopefully that helps somebody comprehend when you feel fear, stop and realizing you're in fear, and then question what is creating this fear. What is being said or done right now that I feel like is creating this fear in this moment? And you may not have done past life, regression, so you may not know whether it stems from that or not. That doesn't matter. What you can do in that moment, though, is be like, all right, fear, I hear you, I see you, I feel you, but I'm going to choose not to work with you right now. Thank you for the job you're trying to do by protecting me, but I'm going to choose not to go your route. I'm going to choose joy. I'm going to choose happiness. I'm going to choose this other road. But thank you. That's really all you have to do. That's all that needs to be done in that situation. Now, if you're on a journey like me and you want to dig a little deeper, by all means. Anyways, I hope that helps somebody out there with their thought process, because I know my thought process, and I'm sure there's a lot of people like me. All right, guys, I hope this helped. I know it's really long, but good examples. All right, love y'all.